couple different ways that you guys get a really good idea of what's going on. And if you want, if you guys have like a tablet or a phone or something while we're in class, you guys can always record the process of me making these buildings. That way you could go back and watch it later, when you can go out on your computer or on your PlayStation or whatever it is. You can totally record this. That way you can see it later. All right, this is just some of it. This is more of like the planning. This is kind of what we're going to be doing in the early stages. Just kind of laying these bricks out, getting a good feel for how our village is going to look. Then I'll even take you through the process of, building the house from nothing, setting your foundation, building kind of multi-level homes, 2-story, 3-story, whatever. You just keep going. Even just making a 1-story, but having it go a little bit up or down. And this right here, this is kind of called gray boxing. We're going to get into this a little bit more in Wednesday's class. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a good kind of view and example of what we're going to be covering in the class, and just all the cool kind of stuff we can do with it. But I'm going to get out of this, and we are going to start one all from scratch, all on our own. So you don't need to, join my world or anything like that. You are going to create your own amazing world, all for you. And if let me see. And so this is where things are going to kind of split up between our beginning players and our advanced players. So if you're a beginner player who's never really played Minecraft before, and I'm pretty sure we have some of those. If you guys really want the seeds and stuff, I can give that to you later. I can totally give that to y'all later. But while I'm teaching, we really need to keep the world kind of clear. That way everyone can kind of see. Like I said, we have, I think we have 46 students in here right now, but it could go up to 80 students or something like that. So we're going to need to keep my world kind of just kind of clear for right now. But once it's completed and everything, towards the end of the course, I can totally give you guys those seeds and you can kind of come and check out and see everything. So for our advanced players, feel free to go in and create a world. Make sure it's creative. And you can pick a biome if you want. For everyone who's new to Minecraft, stay with me. So if you're new, we're going to go to single player. Even if you're more advanced and you just kind of want to stick with us anyway, it's cool to start your world from nothing, because it really, like, everything that's in there, that you need. And so you can really make it unique. So we're going to go to create new world. This is going to be called, you type in your Storyland right here, or your name. I'm going to call mine Storyland, since that's the name of the class. Call it Storyland 430. And then we have a bunch of options right here. The most important ones are going to be this, survival. In order to change this option, you're just going to click hardcore, creative, and survival. So we want to be right there on creative. Guys, if you need help with something, if you have a question, just type in that question. I don't have, there's so many students that I'm not going to be able to see everyone's screen or stuff like that. So if you have a question, just go ahead and ask it, and I'll show you how to pick a biome in just a second. And then guys, don't bother raising your hands, just type in that question. Since it's the first day, we're taking things a little bit slow since we have so many new players. If you're advanced, don't worry, we're about to get you started. For those of you who already know the basics of Minecraft. So no matter what though, you want to be sure you're in creative, and we want cheats on. Difficulty isn't really going to matter. We want to come down here to more world options. We're going to select that. Now in more world options, my world type. This is where you change it. So this is where you could go and you could select your biomes. Now, in order to change your world type, you just click default, super flat, large biomes, amplified, single biome. Just click on that and you'll choose all these different things. I think floating islands, someone asked about floating islands. You can do caves, floating islands. If you're an advanced player, feel free to choose anything you want. So if you wanted to do, if you are going to do a biome, I would recommend a single biome. Then you can go to customize it. And the biomes I would recommend for you advanced players are going to be the Gravelly Mountains and the Plains. There's a few other ones that are good, but the Gravelly Mountains and the Plains, I think, are the best for what we're going to do, because to make that village, to make our land, we're going to need a big flat area. And I say, yeah, if you're playing on different things, you might have different options. That's okay. More than likely, most of us are going to start off on a flat. Just right there, I just want that super flat. And again, to get here, guys, create new world. Just doing it again. I'm seeing a lot of questions. So I'm just going to do it again. Single player, right? Main Minecraft page. For you advanced players, be patient, because like I said, we got a lot of new people to Minecraft. So just want to make sure everyone is able to kind of get things going on this first day. So single player, create new world, and then type in your world name. It's my world name. Game mode survival. Click it to change it to creative. And then, I think this is where I lost some of y'all. Down here, you should have, or somewhere on your screen, you should have a button that says World Options. Click on World Options. And if you can't fix this, it's going to be okay. No worries. We'll be able to get you going. World type, we want super flat. If you just end up in the default world, that's fine too. Don't worry. I'm going to turn my structures off. That's just for me. You guys don't have to do that. I'm going to turn it off just so that you guys don't see a bunch of other villagers and stuff. You guys just see what I'm creating. Okay, and then that's good. Then I'm going to hit done. Takes me back here. The most important things, guys, is right here, creative. You should be able to do that on hopefully every device. If you're in survival mode, you will see some troubles, and you can follow along and pay attention to what we're building. The survival mode, since you have to gather all of the blocks, it takes up a lot of time. And I wouldn't want to spend half the class, breaking up blocks, and you guys just happen to watch that. So the most important part is creative mode. Second most, super flat, but again, not 100% necessary. And then I'm going to do this just for me. Game rules. I'm going to turn off my spawning. Bad guys don't hurt you when you're in creative mode, but I turn that off just because when I'm kind of like in the world and I'm making stuff, they can kind of get in the way, and it just kind of gets annoying, So I just turn those guys off. Hit done. All right. And we should just about be ready to create our new world. So right here, just create the world. Just double check my settings. Flat. Okay, should be good. All right, and you see this little loading screen. It's making our Minecraft world. And it should be super duper flat. If you guys chose a biome for you advanced players, or if you don't have, I said if it only gives you that default option, don't worry. I have, and well, you'll just have a little bit of homework. So first things first is moving and stuff in Minecraft. To move in Minecraft, you use the WASD, standard kind of PC gaming layout. W to move forward, S to move back, D to move to the right, and L to move to the left. If it's still a little bit laggy, I'm sorry guys. I'll see what I can do for the next class to clean that up. I know there is, let me see, share, optimize. Okay, I'll definitely look into what I can do to help the lagginess. I'm sorry about that. But you should be able to follow along for the most part, especially in these easy steps today, because like I said, we got a lot of new players and we want to make sure that they know the basics. So E is going to open up your inventory. And since we're in creative mode, we have access to every single block, and it's awesome. Even the nether stuff. So, and saying the reason this is so important is because we're going to be using so many of these blocks, building so many structures, that if I was out, mining stuff all day, then that's like all you guys would be able to watch is just me like having to mine stuff. So that's why I'm using creative mode. Don't forget though, everything we build here, you can totally build in survivor mode as long as you get your stuff. So use E to open up your menu or your inventory, and you'll see that there's a little space right here below these 9 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And those, and then you open and close it with the letter E. So E to open, E to close. E to open, E to close. Guys, I will leave questions. I will leave about 10 minutes for all kinds of specific questions at the end. But don't just put, can you help me? Or don't just raise your hand. Just tell me right in the chat what it is you need help with. That way I can just, kind of look into it. For you advanced players, feel free to make a sky village, anything you want. Or if you ended up in a biome, what you guys need to do is clear out a nice big space for our village. That's what you're going to need to do if you ended up in a biome or in a default mode. And to break blocks, you're just going to point and left click with the mouse. If you're using a console, then I think it is left trigger or left bumper, something like that. So there's everything is going to have a different control setting. So I know someone said an iPad. So just to give you guys an example, if you ever don't know how to do something, you can find out with a quick Google search. So we'll put iPad Minecraft controls. Not what I was looking for. But we can definitely find, let's see, let's just try controls. There you go, Minepad controls. There we go. So this right here now will show you exactly kind of how stuff is going to operate in whatever device you're using. See this? So I know we had a lot of questions on iPad, so here you go. It's how you move up, down, center button, jump height, all this kind of stuff. But you can do it for anything. So instead of iPad, you can do it for a Switch. And then there you go. And then you can find out all the controls for your Switch and kind of what your game is and how it relates to Minecraft. So, and you can do this for any game, just about. You can do it for Xbox, PlayStation. Just switch out the Switch controls for Xbox controls, PlayStation controls, all that kind of stuff, and you should be able to get a good image and some good information on what everything's in. See cycle item, use button, all that stuff down here. You can find all of that stuff right there. I'm sorry, I have only played on the Xbox and the PC. So I'm not too familiar, with the tablet stuff like that. But I know there's always a way to find out. And yeah, so let's get back to it. So back to game. Oh, and by the way, you pause by hitting the escape button on your PC. If guys, you should not be dying because we should be in creative mode. Should totally be in creative mode right now. So you pause it by hitting the escape button, or if you have, a switch, if you have a controller, it's probably just going to be that main start button. First thing to do is break a block. That's left clicking, or maybe left trigger, whatever it is for you. And that's how you break. And then, as you can see, I have something selected on my bottom row, that thing of grass, and I can right click to place grass. And that right there is the majority of Minecraft. Breaking and building. That's what we're going to be doing for most of it. Well, mostly building. But there we go. You also want to be able to jump. You're going to jump with space bar. Just hitting it once and you'll jump. If you double tap it, you fly. Now we're in flying mode. Flying mode is super cool. That's what I love about creative. Go up super high, so you guys can see now. And eventually your world ends. But once you're in the air, you can hit the sneak button to lower yourself, and you want to hold it, and then hold down the jump button, spacebar, to go up. And then if you want to stop flying, you just double tap the spacebar, and you will fall. Crash, big crash. But since I'm in creative mode, no fall damage. Oh yeah. And yeah, guys, like I said, and as right now, I'm a little worried about messing with the glitch before we start to get anything specific. Let me see if there's something I can do. Share screen. All right, let me try that.
Make it clear.
Okay. Can everyone, if y'all can put in the chat to make sure you guys can still, make sure everyone can still see my screen. Okay, I can. Okay, I can see it. Okay. So I changed one of the settings. Hopefully that helped. Okay, very cool. Hopefully that helped with the glitchiness. We'll keep playing and hopefully it gets better from that. All right, so placing and destroying very simple things in Minecraft are very important. As far as how big your area wants to be, that's going to be up to you on how big you want your village to be. That's why I showed you the village that I made in the last one. I don't think it was too big of an area, just maybe something like that, not too big, but you definitely want to have enough room to where you don't feel limited to where your buildings and all that kind of stuff where they're going to be too small. So definitely make sure you have a good amount of room in there. We also are going to want to create things like hills, waterfalls, rivers, all that kind of stuff. So just want to be sure that you have plenty of room to do that. That's why I was saying for you advanced players who started off in a biome, or even if you just started off in default mode and it kind of puts you in a random place, just go out and just start destroying stuff so you have a nice big area to work with. Close these guys back up. All right, but now that we know how to move around in Minecraft a little bit, let's get some blocks ready. Inventory. So we can open up our inventory with E again. And then these 9 blocks down here, you see if I take this block and I put it at the bottom, now that block ends up at the bottom of my screen down here. Now I have those wood planks in there. And all you have to do is click and click again. So left click on the block that you want. I already have dirt, so I'll get some planks. I'll get some jungle planks. Then I can click and then drag it, and you'll see it's highlighted as to where it's going to end up. So I'm going to drop off my jungle planks. These are going to be all your building blocks. You can use this scroll bar. You can scroll all the way down, and you'll be able to see just about everything that Minecraft has here. And I said, again, this is why we want to be in creative, so that when you make your world, you can make it as cool as you want. As you can see, you got like some, you got some really cool stuff down here, the Grind Obsidian and all that. Feel free to use whatever kind of tools and materials you want to make your village. One thing I would recommend though is we want to be consistent with our village. So we don't want, in the last one that you guys saw, most of the houses were the same. I used a few different colors, but you really do, in order for your village to feel real, you want to use some of the same stuff. So I really like the acacia log. Got some jungle planks. And let's pick a stone. And right now, I want to pick a stone specifically, but I'm like having to look at all this other stuff. So you have these tabs up here, and it'll kind of separate just some of your items. And even down here as well, you can see all the tools, all the foods, and then they have a miscellaneous bucket of pufferfish, so you can throw fish into your ponds once you make them and stuff. And that's something that we'll definitely be going over later. But we are going to be mainly using this decoration block tab, where we're going to get all of our plants and stuff from, and even like some of our fences. And the search bar. Search bar is so important. Should be able to type in whatever you're looking for. So I'm looking for stone, and then everything with stone in the name is going to pop up. And this chiseled sandstone is actually looking, and the cut sandstone is actually looking really cool. I think I'm going to use some sandstone. Why not? Take some regular sandstone. There we go. Then since I'm already using some kind of sandstone and stuff, I'm already here, I'll go ahead and grab that for my stairs. Another way is you can just type in stair. If you know you're looking for stairs, you can just type in stair, then all the stairs will show up. Now, this is here because it's stained glass, and I only have STAI. So if I put send it, all the stained glass goes away, and now it's nothing but my steps. Know that I want my sandstone, so I'm going to take that. Put it right here in my inventory bar, right here at the bottom. And then we could get a couple other things, but I don't want to spend too much time just kind of filling up my bar here. I just wanted to show you how this bar works and how we're going to use it now that we have all of our stuff right down here. Go. I'm going to teach you guys that little hack in the next class. I just needed to make it bright again really quick for me. So what I like to do is before I start building my village is I like to lay out everything that I'm going to use to make my village. I want all my materials. So I'm going to use jungle planks. I'm going to use acacia wood. Now, there's a couple of ways to scroll through these bottom, your items here at the bottom. If you're on a controller, I think it's the right button and left button. So not the triggers, but the buttons. I think most controllers have those now, and you should be able to cycle through your list. If you're on the PC, it's easy for us. You just have to hit the number. So if I hit number 1, it goes to my first one. If I hit the number 2, it goes to my second, and then 3, 4, and 5. So it's a quick, easy way to kind of get all this stuff going. There we go. And it goes all the way to 7, 8, and 9. But since I don't have anything, there's nothing in my hand. See that? And as soon as I go to one I do have, it pops up. So just to kind of continue, I'm going to lay out all my materials just to make sure that they all kind of go together. Otherwise, your village might end up looking weird. And I feel like all those go together pretty well. I feel like my wood plank, I might need to change that, but I'll change it later. But I feel like those go together pretty well. And just like to give you an example of things that might go a little weird together would be, you know, if you chose, I'm going to use gold ore and this green wood. Oh, and then yellow wool. And then why not purple something? You know, if you start laying these out next to each other, you might see that, you know, your village, your town,
Hey y'all.
they look very colorful. Actually, the purple and the yellow go together really well since they complementary. But you can see just by laying out your blocks that you're going to use on your village, you get a feel of what kind of village you're going to make. Now, if you want to make like a really cool, like colorful, like elven, like, you know, rainbow village, go for it. Totally. But you want to be sure that you're consistent with that rainbow look throughout the whole level. You know, so don't switch, don't go from, you know, crazy rainbow, you know, one house and then the next house is like super kind of plain. You know, that's gonna be a little bit weird. So as long as you're consistent with the building materials that you're using, you're gonna be fine. Okay. So I'm gonna use these as a base. And then Derek, I see your question on the cross. I will totally be able to show you how to make a cross at the end of the session. Right now, what I want to start doing, guys, is I want to start planning our big level because it's all just so empty right now. So I definitely want to start planning this out a little bit. And the only way to do that is to start placing blocks. So there's really no particular place to start. So I'm just going to start wherever. And I'm just going to start throwing them down. And right now what I'm doing is I am creating the base for my buildings. And you guys don't have to do this. They say you can use whatever you want. So I'm using logs just because I want this to be my village is going to be like a watery jungle village with like a bunch of like plants and bamboo and all that kind of stuff. But you guys can use concrete if you want. Like if I wanted, I'm sure on another building, I'm going to use sandstone. So let's say I have one building here. I'm going to have another one here. And I know that that's my little outline for the building. Now, this is actually a really bad building outline, and I'm gonna show you guys better ways to build you know, a building. But since it's the first day, since we're just getting started, we'll just keep it nice and simple and just kind of give you guys an idea of what we're gonna do later. Let me see. So got one building there, and then I'm just gonna jump over here. Remember, you want to make sure you leave plenty of space in between your buildings so that you can have, you know, different paths or, you know, different trails, or you can do stuff. Or if you know, if you do want the buildings close together, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's make this one bigger though. There we go. You just have to remember, now that you're making them so close, we definitely are going to be putting some paths into our world. So now we know that these guys are basically neighbors and there's going to be no path to get through here, at least not a comfortable one that we're going to be able to make. So just want to be sure that we're planning on this right. Then to plan my paths, I like to use the sandstone, or at least that's what I'm going to use on this level. So to plan my path, I'm just going to lay them down every so often. And so I know, and I'm just going to lay them out. I'm not going to dig in to my ground yet, just because I don't know if I want my paths above ground or below ground. I don't know yet. So I'm just going to stack my path right up here. Then I want it to turn. No, I did not make Minecraft. There you go. And then maybe it turns again over here. There you go. So think about it just like a road, you know, your road in your village, or your road through the city. You know, think about your path just like that. You know, you're going to have your road coming through, and then you need some space for your houses. And then, you know, maybe you will want a big house on this side of the road. Maybe you're going to have a big old building here. Go. This guy's going to be big compared to the other ones. Nope. Cool. And I'm actually going to go and start to get those individual questions in about 5-10 minutes. I just wanted to get everybody started with a little bit of building because, you know, if you're going to have a Minecraft class, you just kind of want to get in there and start playing it. So I just wanted to get everyone to be able to start. And then these guys, I'm going to destroy them for right now. Actually, before I go, is if I use my middle mouse button, my scroller, I can actually select whatever block I'm pointing at, and I'll switch it with it. See that? Now I'm holding on to stairs. Then right now I'm holding on to this yellow block, so I place the yellow block. But if I point at this block, or this block, or that block, and I hold down the middle mouse button, I switch blocks. Guys, I will show you how to do cheats, at least a little bit of cheats next class, so don't worry. So there you go. I can select that and get them all in my hotbar. And then let me just get these out of the way so that I can build my building. And then maybe I'll set these guys down right here next to my path, since I know I can't really have too much there. That was my building material. Let's close up this guy. Alrighty, there we go. Planning stages. So it doesn't look like much now. Just remember that, you know, that Storyland and stuff that I showed you before, this is exactly where it started off at. And believe me, we're not going to keep these square buildings. They look so boring. We're definitely going to change that. But yeah, we want to start planning out a whole world like this. And the reason we want to plan it out like this is because I'm like, you know, what if I wanted the big building over here? You know, I was like, you know, the small build, this will look better as small buildings. You can already see a little bit of what our world is going to look like here in this planning stage. But if you spend, you know, like 4 or 5 hours making, some big, beautiful, extravagant house, and then you end up deciding like, oh, you know what, like that house would have looked a lot better, at the top of the hill instead of at the bottom of the hill, and that can be really lame. So it's always better to have an idea of what your village is going to look like at the beginning. So, and also guys, something that we're going to have to do is, since we're so flat, there's like nothing going on here, I'm going to have to make hills. And that's usually like, it's like super boring, and I didn't want to bore you guys with it. But if you're in a flat biome as well, be sure that you start stacking up the areas. Yeah, it takes time, but it's okay. So you just want to start stacking up hills around your village, and these hills are going to kind of create the borders of your village. So just how we're planning out where our buildings are, I'm going to plan out where I want some of my big hills. It's very easy. I'm just going to throw some blocks down, some grass blocks, and stack them up a little bit. Like, yeah, so I'm going to have a hill here. There you go. So a hill over there, a hill here, maybe like a path right here that cuts, maybe we can make this like a big mountain instead of two small hills. Make this like a big mountain. And then I'll have a path that leads through this big mountain, and then that's how you get to my village. Okay. And then I can just put my little path going right through. There we go. So now you can really start. Now, like I said, it doesn't look like much now, but remember just how, you guys, should be continuing this stuff, after class, and, keep building it. You definitely want more than 3 buildings, more than 3 houses in your land, so make sure you add a whole bunch. I've already shown you guys how to add a few, but I don't want to keep going. Just because you've already seen it. I don't want to keep kind of showing you the same boring thing. But you really want to build out, and with the hills, you really want to build out with what we call the borders to our level. So since everything is so flat, we don't want the player to always be able to see all that flatness, or else the place that we create, our little world, is not going to seem real. It's going to seem fake because you see the end of it. So these hills are going to be the borders of your city. Think about it like that. You can also do this with like fences and farms, or even bigger buildings. But you just want to get an idea of where the borders to your village are. So you don't even need to stack them up that much. We can just kind of go around and place them. And then maybe it cuts in over here a little bit more natural. As you can see, guys, I'm not really being clean and perfect with this. Since I'm trying to create natural hills, you don't want to be perfect. You just want to move things, like just place them. And it's good that they're messed up, because that's kind of how it is in nature. Nothing's like super perfect. So you can go around and create all the big kind of border of our little village. And then later on, after class, I'm going to go and stack these hills up high so that it really creates that border, and I'm going to go all the way around. And here will probably be the second entrance to the village, so I can clear this out. Select my sandstone and have it come straight through. There we go. There we go. Starting to get a very clear plan of what I want to do for my village. Know that I'm going to have a bunch of hills over here and over here. I think over here I'll have water. Water is a great way. Water is a great way to keep the player from going out too. So what I like to do for water sometimes is to dig a little bit, just dig a couple holes, and I know that that's where I'm going to have some water. It's a really cool little part of the planning process that we can do. And I know that I'm going to have water in this big area over here. There you go. They said, and I know it looks super messy right now, but, you know, what if, you know, and then I can end up changing. I was like, you know what? I don't want the water to come over here. I'm not liking this. So I can fill this up. There's no harm. Doesn't take me too long to fill it up. And I actually want the water to flow through here. And then it's going to kind of come in this area. There you go. There you go. I like that better. So I'm going to have a big pond over here, and it flows into a little pond right over here, right next to our little path. So it doesn't look like much. It's not messy, thank you. But you can actually, you know, with some imagination, you can start to see what this town is going to look like a little bit. And then you can keep adding in, you know, extra buildings and extra stuff, you know, wherever you want to just make it seem more dense and more populated. And even to just get like a quick area of like, I want a house somewhere in this area. You know, you don't have to do it perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that right there lets me know, all right, there's another building right there, you know? So it'll be fine. So yeah, we're in the last about 10 minutes of class. I saw a lot of questions flowing through in this class. That chat was really going like crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me fix this really quick. There you go. I'm gonna open this up for questions. Anything I didn't answer, anything I need to go over again, all that kind of stuff. Please just go ahead and light up the chat with it, guys. You want to see yourself on the keyboard. I think it's F5. So F5 changes your point of view. F5. What about trees? You need them to make wooden tools. So hopefully you're in creative mode. Like I said, you can do all of this in survival mode, but it would take me so long to gather that many logs. Like, look how many logs that is. You know, it would take me so long to gather all those logs for me to be able to show you guys. So that's why I'm using creative. Can I spawn a horse? You totally can. So I say, yeah, that's pretty much the lesson for today, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna spend these last couple minutes answering, you know, any specific questions you guys have. If you spent the whole class terraforming, that is really cool. That's what I'm gonna be doing for homework tomorrow. Is I'm gonna take all these hills and I'm going to build them up. If you guys can't play Minecraft right now for whatever reason, you can totally record these sessions with your iPad, with your phone, on your computer, however you want. I'm totally fine with you guys recording these so that you can view them later when you have a little bit more time. Completely up to you guys. I don't mind at all. So, but yeah, I'm going to be terraforming too. And I'm just going to stack all these up. And then this is a good idea to like, this is how high I want this hill to be, you know? And then this is how high I want this side of the hill to be. See that? So that's another good idea to start doing in your planning. So you definitely want to do that. And then I know we had a question from Lisa, can I spawn a horse? So Lisa, if you go to your inventory, you should be able to search. I'm going to search horse. And we should come up with a horse spawn egg. So you can drag your horse spawn egg, drag it into your toolbar, and then select it there at the bottom, and then just right click. And voila, horsey. How do you tame a horse? That is a survival mode question. we're not going to be going into too much of survival mode, guys, just because honestly, survival mode needs like a whole class all on its own. With all the crafting and animals and farming and mining and enchanting, there's the Minecraft survival. If I start answering too many questions on how to play that, we'll kind of get lost in that loop forever. So I'm going to try to avoid some of those. I will say very quickly that in order to tame a horse, you should just feed it. So if you have food, give it food, and then you have to have a lead or rope. So you need those two things. You have to feed it to make it love you, and then you can put the rope on it. And that's pretty much how you tame a horse. Can you change the size of animals? I think you need a mod to do that. Let's see, is there a way to have a block that you can't see on iPad? A block that you can't see. Okay, and it looks like Derek was helping you out. Let's see, Dylan, or not? No, who is asking to tame a horse? Oh, Derek. Oh, yeah. Wheat, apples, and cinnamon. Okay. So a block that you can't see. I'm not too sure about that. Now, the only blocks that I think you can't see, and even then you can still see them. There's going to be stuff like glass, but I think what you're trying to do is actually this. So, like, if I place glass, like, you can see through it. You can see through it. But what you can actually do in Minecraft does not obey the laws of physics. So, if I wanted, I could totally just have that block there. No problem. Now, I can't place a block in midair because you can only place a block on another block. See that? But since Minecraft does not obey the laws of physics, it's totally fine to build out something like this and then just chop off the things. And you can have this floating, and you can even walk on it, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know actually if I can turn invisible. I've never need to make it turn invisible. Let me see what other questions am I seeing. Tried that. Yeah, let's see. Some people were saying a barrier block. Okay, and then and the scene, it's a mod. So yeah, a lot of this cool stuff that you'll see that are like really unique that you might see, just like on YouTube or something with like the Minecraft pros. A lot of times they are using some kind of mod. You guys are saying barrier block. I said it's not something I'm familiar with. Yeah, iron bars and barrel. So yeah, I'm not seeing too much there for that. For water, we'll definitely be talking about water later on though, and we'll definitely get to using water, how it works, and kind of the neat stuff that you can do with it. But no, water does flow. It's just kind of how it works in Minecraft. So if you were to place water here, it would go everywhere. That's something that we're covering in a later class. Like I said, as you guys saw with all the ponds and the rivers, we'll definitely be into that. But yeah, and yeah, no mods in this class. No mods specifically because, as you guys I'm sure saw in the chat, there's so many different students using so many different platforms. There's those on the iPad, there's those on Xbox, PlayStation. There's people on laptops. So since everyone's doing something so differently, once you start to throw mods into the mix, it can make it really, really tricky for everyone to keep up with. And so yeah, I just want to use the basic Minecraft game, and I keep things a little bit simple, and we'll get into more complex stuff later. Yeah, but things like mods we definitely will not be covering. Sorry, it's just it is something for more advanced Minecraft players messing with mods. So since we have so many new students in here, I don't want to do that. But it's 5:30 and class has officially ended. So you guys are free to go. So you hit the escape or start button. You put save and quit to title, and that will save your Minecraft world, take you back to this world, and then it should be here in your list of world. Now Storyland 430, right before I want it. Perfect. Cancel. And there we go, guys. So that was class. For you advanced students, I'm sure this was this was probably a little bit boring, but hopefully you guys spent time terraforming, clearing out a space for your village. That way we can really get going in the next class. Are you able to share? You should be able to definitely share. Like someone was asking for for the world seeds and all that, and I'll actually see if once I finish the next Minecraft build that I'm doing, I'll see if I can share that with you guys. But I don't want to keep anyone past the time, 35:31. So I'm officially ending class. I'm gonna stop sharing, and I will see you all on Wednesday. So yeah, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye. Oh, Derek, the cross, dude. Sorry. Everyone else is free to go. Derek, I told you I'd show you how to make a cross, so let me load it back up and let me show you really quick. There you go. I say everyone else is free to go. I just want to do this for Derek because I told him I would. I'm gonna get a stone block, and then I'm gonna get a stone wall. So the same wall, andesite block, andesite wall. Go. And then to make the cross, I'm gonna throw down the block. Then I'm gonna select my wall, stack it up. I'm gonna go 4 high, and then second from the top. Just do it out, and there you go. We have our little cross. And then you can keep doing that to make it bigger and bigger. You could put like four of these walls together, and then have your cross come out really big on the sides. But yep, there you go, man. Oh wait, hold on, let me see. I'm not sure if you're able to see that. Sorry if you weren't able to see that. I guess my screen share was off, but here you go. It's really simple. We'll do it again. Throw down a block, and then just build it up with a wall. The wall piece, I go 4 wall pieces up, and then right here, second to the top, right on the side. There we go. Nice and easy cross. Alrighty, let's go ahead and hit. I'm sorry, moderator. Thank you for staying these extra couple of minutes. I'm sorry about that. Derek, I hope you're able to see that cross, man. But yeah, there we go. Y'all have a great day, guys.